Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. It is a win-win today because it's also new release day. And this one is a big one. This is our biggest release, biggest Christmas release now of the year. And you guys, it has been in the works for weeks. So I am so excited to share it with you and show you everything that is involved in this huge bundle. And it is a great deal. So if you guys decide to get the bundle, of course we give you a really good deal. And I'm going to show you everything that is included in it, and we're going to make something and we're going to watercolor something today. So I am excited to get to that. But first, I got to say hi to all of my people who are on here and see your comments. So good morning, everyone. Linda, she says, good morning. Looking forward to the reveal. Me too. Me too. As always, new paper pack is so beautiful. Joel is fabulous. Yes, he is. And wow, this is, this Christmas paper pack is so beautiful. And of course, we're using it on the projects that we're showing today. So it is so cute. And I will show you that paper pack as well as the cover pack also. So let's see what else. Who else is on here? Debbie from Wet Salem. And yes, it has been wet and blowing. In fact, we lost power for a while and thought we were going to have to postpone the live today because our power went out. It has been blowing like crazy, huge wind gusts, and out went the power. So we were all a bit freaked out, but it's back. So thankfully it's back on, and hopefully it'll stay on throughout the live this morning. So fingers crossed. Let's see who else is on. Mary is on. Let's see. Rain. Hello, Rain. She says good morning, afternoon. Yep. Morning here and afternoon to all of our East Coast friends. She says, I see cuteness. Having a beautiful day here in Arkansas. Hopefully we get a few more weeks of autumn before we go to winter. Me too, Rain. Me too. Suska, hello from breezy Indiana. Hello. Good to have you on, Suska. Debbie, hello. Debbie. She says hello to all my Art Impressions friends. The countdown has begun. Yes, it has. I love this countdown, you guys. I hope you do too, but it sort of gives you a heads up on what's coming. And you can get on and you can say hi to each other, which I just love. I just love that. Let's see, who else? Barbara, hello from rainy Washington. Yep, that's us on the West Coast, the Northwest for sure. Let's see, Ellen, hello, good morning. Mary, good morning to you from Brooms Island, Maryland. Chills will set in tomorrow. Yep, it's going to be cold. Let's see, bright and beautiful though. Let's see, who else? Samantha from North Georgia. Love the looks of the new release. It's a fun one, you guys. It is a really, really fun one. And you know me, I love projects. I love to make things. And this one is really, really fun. So I hope you guys like it as much as I do. Sherry, let's see. Sherry, hello. Diana, hello. Good to have you on. Julie, hello. Margaret, she says, looking forward to the live. Won't be able to stay the whole time, but we'll catch up when I get back. Margaret, we'll take you as long as we can get you. Thanks for stopping by. Mary, hello. Good to have you. Marianne, hello to you. Good morning from the well, who knows? It could be afternoon at the Netherlands. So good to have you on, let's see, who else? Teresa, happy Wednesday to you. Sandy, she says, oh no, I'm in big trouble. Lori, hello from Gilbert. Good to have you. Laura, hello. She says, can't wait to see all. You guys, this has been in the work. Like I said, this has been in the works for weeks and weeks. And you know what? It takes time to, once you have the idea and you sort of have it formulated in your mind, then to get all the moving parts together and get that all timed out and get it all to come to fruition. It can be a real labor and love, but it is so fun when it's finally finished and we can share it with you guys. Let's see, Kristen and Carolyn, good to have you. Madge, hello. Cherie, good morning. Carol, Margot from Idaho. Diane Mason, hello. Good to have you on, Diane. Roberta, yep, Roberta from Florida. She's in Panama. Oh my word. I knew she was going to be traveling. She says her job has sent her this week. Looking forward to this new release. Roberta, we're so happy you're on with us. Wow. Thanks for taking a few minutes to be on with us. Carolyn from Texas. Lori, hello. She says I'm in trouble. A good trouble. Definitely a good trouble. Lynn, hello. Carrie Lynn, good to have you. Cheryl, soggy wet Kirkland. Yes, I'm so sorry. I feel ya. I really do. Simone, hello. Linda, super windy and chilly Wisconsin. Wow. Irene, hello. Shirley from Arizona. Okay, I can say good morning to you, Shirley. Barbara says, set looks so cute. Just when I decided to cut back on my spending. Oh, Debbie, hello. She says they lost power too. Wow, it must have been widespread. Yeah, it was kind of a shock this morning. But it was so windy, probably where you were too, Debbie. Just so windy, just blowing like crazy. Ruth Ann is in the house. Hello, Ruth Ann. Good to have you on. Let's see, Jeannie and Cindy from warm Kansas, but she says it's going to be freezing. I bet the weather just feels like it changes overnight. Let's see, Christy and Linda from Plant City, Florida. Diane, she says you look so pretty. Diane, okay, the truth is I had to scour in my closet for something red because I'm like, I have got Christmas all over my table and I can't be clashing, wearing pink or purple or something like that. Just can't do it. So I scrounged to find this red shirt so that I could at least match my release this morning. Thank you for noticing that. Dana, hello. Good to have you on, Dana. Anne, hello. Cooler weather in Southern California. Rhonda, hello from Shirts. Is that how you pronounce that? Shirts, Texas? Welcome. Good to have you. Anya from Germany. Anya, welcome. So good to have you. Ginger, hello. Good to have you guys all on here. Let's see, I lost my place. Who did I miss? Brenda, hello. Val, hello. She says, love it, need it now. You know what? If I were watching this, I would say the same. I would say I really want that. I really want to make that. Consuelo from Carson City. Hello to everyone. It looks like Kim is on. Hello, Kimberly Ann. Welcome. She is on. So we will have a big announcement regarding Kim in a little bit. So good she is on to answer any questions about that. We've just got announcements like crazy. Stuff to show you just absolutely like crazy today. So let's get to it. Carrie Lynn said she's already purchased the new release. Thank you so much. She loves the horse stamp set. Okay, you guys, I got to show you this when I flip the camera, and especially since Diane Mason is on, because this is her sample, and it is the cutest thing ever. So let me switch over to the release, and let me just grab this because I was going to show this anyway to you. But here's the sample. Look how cute this is. This is Diane Mason, and she is just an absolute talent. She is so talented on our design team, and we're so thankful to have her because everything she puts out is amazing. And look how cute this is. This is part of the release, you guys. So all of you horse lovers, animal lovers, you're going to have this. Okay, and here it is. There are 9 pieces in this bundle because they all go together. So we're going to kind of work our way through this. But first I'm going to show you what this all makes. And it is this little village box, so this little cottage box, and this little album or journal or whatever you want it to be fits inside. And this is meant to stand up like this. I know you can't see it, but you can see that it's standing up. It's meant to stand up like this, and we will be making the rest of the village in the coming months. So this box is sort of like the base template. And it creates this box frame, and then it has an opening where the book fits inside. So this is all created with one template, and this set is going to be released right now. So as we add to the village, and as you are adding new structures and new cottages and new little storefronts to the village, you're going to be changing this box up and making it something absolutely different and cute and unique. And I cannot wait for that because I just love it. And so what we will have are additional sets that will change up the box. So the original box that is part of the template, and I'll show you what that is part of the top template, including the book, will stay the same. That will all stay the same. And then as we go, we'll add new little sets so that you can change up your box to create another little structure that can be part of your village. And I just think this is going to be so cute. Diane Mason, she says, thank you so much. I'm blushing. Diane is a talent. She has just a beautiful style. You guys, our design team is second to none. They are absolutely amazing. And we're so thankful for them. And just, our Copic designers are amazing. Our watercolorists are amazing. And so we always look forward to what they are sending our way, but they are just so talented. So anyway, we are going to be creating a village with this, and this one is this release is called called Holiday Lane, and that's because we are going to be adding more structures to it after the first of the year. So here's our Christmas one. I think it's so cute, and this is the one that we're going to be doing. This one is included in that template. So this little house with this little peak roof and this doorway and window, this is all included in the template set. It's just a huge die set, and also the book. And so let me show you the book. And by the way, this is so easy to put together. I'm going to put one together so that you can see exactly how to do it. And then it also has a little like a little bookend book plate that you can put on it. So you can also put it on a shelf. You can just put it on a shelf and it can live there as well. So you can do it however you want to, but we're going to create this little village. And you guys, I have so many visuals about it in my brain floating around of different little houses and different little storefronts and just all kinds of different things that we can make out of this box. You guys, it's going to be so much fun. And here is the little book that comes with it. Now, the focus, obviously is the village. We're going to be creating different little structures. So the book is simple. This is simple, and that's what I've done here is I kept this really simple. However, you can make this book however you want, and many of the things that work for your journal, all of those pockets, all of those decorative pieces can be used in here as well. So get those things out, all of your little pockets, all of your little embellishments, those will work great in here. Mine that I made is very simple, so I'm going to flip through that and show you what is in it, and you'll see what all of these little pieces are. So first of all, the paper comes from this paper pack and this cover pack, which are absolutely beautiful. Again, my absolute favorite Christmas one of all. I just love this so much. Look at the back side, you guys. Is this just the cutest thing ever? And the thing about these paper packs is that they're made to go together. So for example, if you have a larger print like this or like this, you want a complementary paper to go with it. Those are next to it. Look how complementary this is and this is with this large print. Same here with this one. This goes with it perfectly. It also goes with this. So they're meant to be, they're not just, it's not just paper that is thrown in a pack. There's a lot of thought that goes into it to make sure things complement each other and everything is meant to go together. Same with these back here. These are all meant to be complementary to each other and the way that you kind of lay it out on your card, because usually there's more than one paper that is involved in that card. And then of course we have our cover pack for all of you journal lovers and all of you who want to make this project. So these are included together. So that's what's used in here. And of course they're double-sided. All of these are double-sided, so are these. So here is the book. And these are the little sets that are involved in the book. So it's 5 pages, but it's actually 6. So it's 5 pages that go inside. And here's what it looks like. It's very simple, but there's a lot of room to embellish it and make it bigger. So if you like to add pockets and pop outs and things like that, there's plenty of room for you to do that. This book is plenty big for that. It would also be the cutest album. just the cutest little album that you could put some pictures in or gift cards. There's a pocket that's part of the template also, and that will fit a gift card. So here's what this is. This is called A Woodland Christmas, and it has all these little verses that kind of go with it. So it's just kind of creating this little story. And basically the way that it's set up, one image and one sentiment. This is just the simplest version of it ever. And these are like foundations. So they are all one, this is one stamp. And you can see it on the back here. This is what they look like. They're all the same size and they're all made to fit on this page. Okay? However, they're so cute for a card. They'd be so cute for a card, you guys. And these would also fit in your journal, your regular journal. Here is the second one. These little characters, the little fox and the bunny and the little mouse. It's all the same theme of woodlands. And, you know, this little poem kind of goes right along with it. And then we're adding watercolor things to it. We're adding some trees, to it. These aren't part of the stamp, but we're going to add those trees. This is the project we're going to do today. So we're going to do one of these today, but they're all very simple. Here's another one. The little fox and the little squirrel. These are great standalone images, you guys. I mean, I made them to go in this book, but they're great standalone images. They will be just so cute on a card. I think they would be just so cute to just send out. Here's the next one. Here's that little pony in his barn talking to his little neighbor, this little bird. This little verse says, animals gather in cozy barns, keeping each other safe and warm. No grander gift the season sends than love that warms the hearts of friends. I think that's so cute with this little pony. And then this one, another little theme with this one, this little barn out in the background. These are all would be so cute just as a card. And maybe you do a series of 6 cards and you send them out like that. And then this last page, down the lane covered in snow, a gentle deer walks soft and slow, a Christmas tree to deck the hall, bringing cheer to one and all. So just a cute little story. It feels like a little storybook, and that's kind of how it's made to work. The pages are made to go in here, very simple. I'm going to show you how this works, you guys. It's so easy. And then you can decide what you want to put in here. And Joel, will you just grab that little gingerbread? Yeah. That little gingerbread one that's on the island right there. That little box set that Sharon made. Okay, I got to show you this one too, you guys. This is Sharon Cottle. Sharon Cottle is also on our design team. This is the cute, look how big this book is. She has filled it full. And she's made this little gingerbread theme out of this box. And I just think it is so cute. And here is the book, The Gingerbread Man. And she's got this whole story going on in here about the gingerbread man. And she's found all these different images that can just fill up her little book and made it really just this whole theme of the gingerbread man. I just think it's so cute. It's just so cute. And she made it out of craft paper, which I love, especially for a gingerbread house. But just, another idea for you guys. I just couldn't believe it when I saw this. I just was blown away. I just thought it was just the cutest thing ever. Look at this one. He's on the head of the fox and gonna end up in the water. But the gingerbread, and look at, he's got a bite out of him. Is that so cute? So here's the whole story in here. She's got all these embellishments and you can see 3D things. So there's plenty of room in here if you want to do that. If you don't want to and you want to just keep it simple, you can. You absolutely can do that too. But she's got lots of pop-ups and lots of things in here. So you can see her little book is just filled. And look at back here, the little little gingerbread guys. Sharon Cottle, just absolute genius. Just so cute. She's got all this glitter on here. And again, these are made to stand. So they're standalone. They're going to be part of a village. And, changing the color, look at how this changes this up. Just changing the color of the box. So we're going to have so much fun with this, you guys. We're going to have so much fun with it. All right, so we're going to do one of these. Like I said, I'm going to show you the rest of the bundle, and then I'm going to show you how to put this box together. And then we'll go on to the watercolor project, okay? But first, let me tell you, we're going to do a watercolor project, but there is a class for the rest of this. So we're going to do one of these one of these little projects. They're all, very simple. And there will be a walkthrough. So you can look at the walkthrough just like we do with any of our journals. You can do the walkthrough and look at how it's all put together. If you want a class, Kim is going to be doing an online class and she will be doing this project. You will also get, in addition to this project, full tutorials on all of these. So all of these will be filmed and you'll have full instructions on that. You will also get, and let me just show you this, you will also get an exclusive set. So this is an additional one. So this is a 6-piece set that is exclusive to the class. So you'll also get that and the cover pack. So this also will come in the class. So she is on, and if you guys have any questions about the class, it's available right now. You can go to the website and you can sign up for the class right now and get started on it right away. So that's available right now if you have any more questions about it, but it will be this project. All of these pages, the assembly, everything will be in those tutorials. You'll of course get a supply list. You'll get everything that you need to do this project. So she's, like I said, she's on. You can ask her any questions that you might have about it, and it is available right now on our website. Okay, so there are 6 of these little sets, and these, like I said, these are they're like foundations. So everything is included in one stamp. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty good size. It's made to fit exactly on the page inside the box. And you can see just super simple. The full size image is on the package. So you'll be able to see how we've used it, how it works in here. This is the way that I've colored it and put it together. And so you have a sample of how to do it. So there are 1, 2, these little guys with the snowman. Here's the little barn, the deer. And again, these are all great standalone images with his little tree and his cart. This little bench. So the 2 of these, I don't know why there's something just so cute about 2 little animals having a conversation. I just think that is so cute and just kind of heartwarming. Just like this one. I just love this one so much. So these 6 are part of the bundle. So here's what you're going to get in that 9-piece bundle. You get all 6 of these. The 2 paper packs. So these 2, so the cover pack and this one. And then the die set. And you guys, this thing is loaded. This is just loaded. And let me take this out so that I can show you, but everything is in here. Everything is in here to create this project. So the box and the pages, the book, and for this one, the little Christmas cottage. So everything is in here. And then as we go and add to the box, we'll add sets of, just small sets of dies that will sort of transform your box into another little structure. So let me just show you this die set and how big it is. This is literally everything. So you can see here, this is the book with all the little score lines to add the pages. Comes with the pocket and this little book plate right here. Comes with these little decorative dies. So we've used these in, let me move this over because it's kind of busy here. We use these in the journal, in the full journals. We use these little decorative edges. And so you can do that in here as well. Maybe you want to create a side pocket and you want to put something else in there. It's up to you. You can make it really simple, maybe with pictures, photographs, or you can embellish it and make it bigger and add more things to it. Little frames, this little frame, this is actually the frame. Let me just show you here. That's actually the frame that the text is on. So if you look inside here, if we just flip to a page here, it's this one right here. That's this die. And then this rounded one here, that's this one that's on the inside. And then there's a little tag. If you want to gift it to someone, there's a little tag. This little sentiment here says joy. Pretty sure it says joy. Whoops, upside down. Yes, joy. That was throwing me, you guys. This little cutout here creates this little embellished piece. And you can do whatever you want with this one. This would be really cute to add just a little simple phrase to. Maybe you want to add just a little watercolor, another little watercolor. You could also, when I was putting this together, I thought it would be really cute to kind of extend the image up here and extend the sky. So you could cut this out with watercolor paper and then do the blue and do the snow. And it just looks like the sky is sort of continuing up on the page. So I think that would be really simple to do and really quick and easy. Here is the embellishment page. So this is the scallop page right here, this green scallop page right here. Sort of like an accent page like our other journal. And then of course the pocket fits a gift card perfectly. Gift card will fit in here perfectly. So if you want to add that to it, you can. Teresa, she says, just ordered the class. Have to wait for payday for the rest. Yes, the class, you guys, the class will be great. And the thing about the class is that these tutorials, they live on the website forever. So you can reference them back again. So you can make it, and then maybe you want to make it again next year. You can pull that video up and you can watch those again, those tutorials over and over again. So you will have full access to that. Okay, so this is the page. This is the box. So this is all the pieces to create the box. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna show you how to do that. And it includes this roof line, includes that little peaked roof, the door, the little fence, all of these little things, the windows, all of these things are in this die set. So it's just got everything in it, you guys. It's just loaded. So this comes in the bundle as well. So these 9 things, so 3 and then these 6, 9 things come in the bundle. And I'm going to show you how to now put that box together. So the first thing that and this is just going to take a few minutes because some of these things I glued together just to make it simpler. But I've got my glue here, and basically what you're going to do, here's the template for the box, and it's really, really simple. You're going to cut 2 of these. So whatever you want on the outside, here's the cover paper, and you can use either one on the outside. It doesn't matter. And also these other ones are really cute too. How cute would this one be? The poinsettias on the outside of the box. It'd be so cute. And any of these plaids. This is the one that I used, and this is the back side of this one. So this is the one I've used. So you're going to cut 2 of these out, just like this. Just cut 2. And then let's just set this aside for now. And then what I would suggest that you do is do your, create your little house before you seal the box up. It's so much easier to glue things on a flat surface like this. And I found that that is way the easier way to do it. And don't ask me how I know that, but I just do from experience. So, and I learn as I do it. So the more times that I kind of mess with it and look at it, I'm always trying to find simpler ways of doing things and make it as easy as possible, because if it's too complicated, it just takes too much time, and I can't have you guys be frustrated. I just can't have that. So I don't want that at all. So in my mind, I'm always, what is the easiest, fastest, simplest way to do it? And this was what I came up with. So, and these sort of glue together like this. So when we go to make the box, they're just going to glue together like this. And then that's going to wrap around, going to create the box. So let's do this really quickly. Here are the dies for the roof line. And I glued these together. These are separate dies. So there's this sort of triangle one here. I believe there are 2 of these. But you need 2. You need 2 of them. So they're going to glue right here onto the box, just like this. Maybe there's just, Joel, is there just one of those little roof triangles? There is. And the reason is because you're not going to see it. And what I do is you're just going to cut another one the opposite way. And I just go like this. So from the opposite side, and then you'll get the 2 different ones. See, they'll be a mirror image of each other. Okay, so I just glued, there are 2 of these. So there are 2 of these roof little shingle dies, and you're going to cut these, and they're going to line up to the edge of this little triangle. They're just going to line up right to the edge, and then you're just going to glue it together. And now you're going to glue this onto the box. So I'm just going to get my glue on here. Get my glue on here. And then we're going to just line it up in the corner just like this, right to the edge. Just right to the edge, and it'll fit right in there. And that's how it's going to go. And the other one's going to go the same. So same distance. So once you've glued this little decorative shingle on here, you're going to glue it onto the box. And these will just fit on here perfectly. So this is going to be on here like this, and going to fit on just like that. And they will line up just like that. Okay. Then what I did on here is I added a different little, I added a different paper as kind of an embellishment to this. So I just cut a triangle. Now this isn't included in the box. I just did it to kind of dress it up. What is included is this sort of Bavarian style that you can do on here. So you can see this little white strip. There are also smaller ones of those in here, like this one, so that you can create that design that sort of goes like this, you know, in here. So you can glue it in just like this. So I just changed it up a little bit, and I added this decorative paper in here just to show you. So it's basically just a triangle, and I glued that little strip on here. So you can see that little white strip that is this die right here, this long die. And I just cut a triangle that would just kind of fit in here. I just kind of traced this, the outside, and I just trimmed it down and made this little triangle. So we're just going to glue this in. And again, this is totally up to you. If you want to do this, do it this way. And then I just want to make sure that that's straight, since I have, and you can see I cut this freehand. So it's a little bit wonky in here, but it's not going to show. It's not going to show. So, and then glue this little strip on here if you haven't done that already, if you're going to do it this way. And then glue your little riff line on, and it's going to fit right in here. It's going to fit right in this little indented area here. So let's do that. Let's just glue this on. And I cut 2 of these because I popped the roof out. So I cut 2 of these. And this is going to go just right here. And just kind of bring it up so that it fits right in between. Whoops. Fits right in between here. And just kind of lay it on there just like that. Okay, that's it. And then when you go down to the bottom, we're going to do the bottom next. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the fence first. The little fence, we're going to do one side. And this is going to line up right next to the score line. Right next to the to the score line here. Okay, and then we're going to add the little steps, and the little steps is 2, and I glued these together. So this is 2 little rectangles, and I'll show you which ones they are. And I just glued them together just for just to make things a little quicker. It's this one and it's this one again. So this one right here. And see, you're just gluing that right onto the top. So we're going to glue this right next to this fence. And it's going to sit right next to it, just like this. And then the other fence will fit right next to that on the other side. And these will just align perfectly. So just glue that right next to it. So you want to cut 2 of these. Make sure that's straight right there. And then you're going to glue the door. And the door comes in 2 pieces because you can open it up and maybe you want to write something or put something in here. And, you know, put a special little note from our house to yours, which would be so cute. So these 2 glue together. This has a little tab and it just glues onto this piece right here. And it just closes like that. And then it glues on right above the steps. And it's going to sit right here, just right in the center. like this. And it's going to overlap this little section a little bit. So just like that. And then the windows. And what I did was, well, here's this little window. This one goes up here in the, kind of in the dormer area. So we're just going to glue this. This is 2 pieces. Cut out the little frame and then cut out the circle and just glue them together. And then this will fit right up here. Make sure that's straight. Glue that right up there. And then these little windows, there's 2 pieces to them. So one is cut out for the back, and you can cut anything out with it. And I just took some of the paper. So I just used some of the paper, and let's see which one was that. It was, I believe it was it this one? No, this one. And I cut out some of these berries with this little arch die, and here's what it looks like. So there are 2 pieces. Here's the back part of the window. Oops, let me do it over here. There. Here's the back part of the window, and then here's the front part right here. And I just cut something out of my decorative paper, with this little die. And then I just put it underneath. And it looks like there's some foliage and stuff going on behind. I think it's so cute. But you could put anything in there. You could cut it out of watercolor paper, and you could put a little tree back there. You could just put anything in there. And then these just glue on just in the center here. Just glue them in. And we'll just put this one in here as well. So we got both of them, both of these little windows. Here's another one. I cut this out with the little poinsettia. Isn't that cute? That would have been cute in the window too. So you could try that. Okay, so that's, you know what? This is so fast. We're going to do the book plate now, so we'll just glue this in. This little die comes with the die set. Whoops, let's go this way. Let's do it this way. And I just put Merry Christmas on it. So just like this. And now here's our second piece of the roof. And I just put some foam dots on it. So we'll just take these off. Take these off, and then we will pop out this roof. So let's see if I can get this on here straight without leaning too far over. Okay, there we go. So we've got our little roof on there. It's so cute. So let's put this back on for now. Put that little top on. And now we can close the box, and you can see how cute this is. Look how cute that is. So we can close the box. So we're just going to take the other piece like this, and we're going to glue these 2 together. So this one's going to glue right over the top, just like that. So let's do that. These little points are just so small, but they're so nice, but they do clog up. Let's see, I can get this open. Come on, glue. Okay, there we go. So we're putting some glue here, and we're just going to lay this over the top, and we're going to just line this up, make sure that's next to the score line there. Make sure that's, whoops, whoops, whoops. Let's do it again. I don't think I got quite enough glue on there. Okay, now let's try it again. Maybe we do it this way. So you just want to make sure that it's even on the bottom so that it stands up and isn't, has a flat, even base. Okay, so now we've got that on here, and now we're just going to glue this side together. So you can see all these little score lines. Once you cut this out, just score all these little lines. Now we can do this one, or now we do the top. I'm sorry, we do the top. So let's do the top here. So I'll glue this on, make sure that's straight. And here. Let that dry just for a second. And now we'll glue the other side. So just like this. This is so easy, you guys. Nothing to it. But you know, we're going to change this little house up so many different ways. It's going to be so cute. Oh, this glue is just, it's got to hang on just for a little bit longer. Okay, so here again, we want to make sure that base is straight. And this is straight where it's glued along here. Okay, and then these little flaps, they just tuck in. They just tuck in like that. And that's it. That's it, and your little house is finished and so cute. Your little Christmas cottage. And then to do the book is also really simple. So with the book, you want to cut it out. You want to cut one, whichever one you want to be the cover. You want to cut one, and the second one you want to cut the other direction. So they have to be opposite. So you're going to cut one like this, and you're going to cut one like this. So they have to be opposite, and then you're going to glue these two together. Okay, come on, glue. Let's see if we can get the glue to work here. Okay, so we're going to just glue right here on the spine. Okay. Let's see if that one works better. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see, this one doesn't look too, oh, wow, this one's, okay, here we go. This has got some glue coming out. All right, so we're gonna, we're gonna glue these two together just like this. We're gonna glue these two together just like this. So we've got the spine glued down. Like so. And here's basically our book right here. This is the cover, looks just like this. And then the page looks like this. So it's got the little lip right here with a score line. So when you cut this page out, it's going to have a score line right here, and you're going to bend that. And this is going to go in your book the same way that we glue it in the journal. So you can see the little L right here. The little L comes forward. So it's going to look like this. Not this way. You don't want to glue it in like this, but you want to glue it in like this so that you can see this edge in front of you. So let's just do that. Let's just glue this in since we've got our glue going. And it's just going to be right on the score line. Just like that. That's it. And you're just going to glue all 5 of your pages in, and you've got your book completed. It's so simple, and then it can go right into your little house and sit on your shelf and just be so cute. Marianne says, tap the bottle because there's an air bubble. Marianne, I trust you. Is this what you mean? Like this or like this? Oh my, let me try it, Marianne. Let me just see. Let me just see if it will work. She says tap it. Maybe she meant like this. You guys, I don't know. I think it's plugged. I think it has to be, I think I'm gonna have to take the lid off. But good, we got the majority of everything glued down. You guys, we got that done. So everything to make this and the book, like I said, is in the die set. So it's in this die set right here. The die set, the die size, Joel is saying, is 6 1/8 by 5 3/4. So is that the book size, Joel, that you're talking about?
The die to run it through their machine.
Oh, to run it through your machine, he's saying. It's 6 1/8, which should run through any standard machine by 5 3/4. So
finished book size is 4.5 by 3.5.
4.5 by 3.5 is the
1 1/4.
is the book size,
Yes.
or the box?
The box size.
The box size is
Same.
4.5. Say it again.
They're both the same. 4.5 by 3.5.
4.5 by 3.5 is the book size, or the box size, and they're both the same. He's saying. because this fits right inside here, just like that. Okay? You guys, so much fun. Okay, so like I said, this is a huge die, but it's got everything that you need, literally everything that you need. Comes with, again, we've got the paper that goes with the bundle. And see, I just put a little sentiment on the front, just kept it really simple. You could also do a little book plate here and put something on this, which would be really cute. You guys use your imagination and just kind of make it however you want to make it. But that's the way to put it together. It's really easy. So the die set, the six pieces, the 6 little scenes that go in the book, and the 2 paper packs. So 9 pieces. And then the class is available now on our website as well. So if you want a class that will walk you through everything, all of this to create this project, all of the watercolor projects, and you will get an exclusive set. Let me show you that again. This is the exclusive set that you'll get. So you'll get another one of these little scenes, this little bunny putting a star on the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps in this exclusive set. So this will come with the class as well as the cover pack. So this one as well will come with it. In addition to a few other little things that Kim will throw in.
Show the exclusive again.
Here's the exclusive again. This is it right here. Super cute. And this is the same size as the other ones. So it's the exact same size as these. So it'll work in your book, just however. And you could put, 2 or 3 of these in, and then you could put something else on the other page. You guys, we have so many dies from journals that will fit in there. That will be just so fun to use. Okay, so let's move all of this out of the way. Move this out of the way, and let's get to our project. And here's the one that we're going to do. So I picked this one because it has a lot of detail in it, and I just thought that I would just show you how to make this one. And then we're just going to use one more thing. We're going to use this little tree right here, and we're going to put the little trees in the background with the snow. But these little projects are they're so easy to do. And I just stamped it in the permanent ink, so the gray. I just stamped it in that because look at all the detail in here. How do we use, we could use the 2 markers, with the watercolor, we could do that, but it would have been really tricky to get all these little details in here. When you've got these little characters and tiny little hands and faces, it's really, it's really handy to have this. This works pretty well. As long as you're stamping the whole stamp. If you're going to use the entire stamp and not use bits and pieces of it, you can use the ink pad. But if you're using something, maybe you're just using this little mouse or maybe the snowman by itself, you're going to want to use a marker to ink it.
Let's see if it'll fit in here.
Oh, the book?
Yeah.
I don't know because of the roof. Oh, okay, you guys, look at this. Joel? Okay, nope, it's too thick. He was just said, I wonder if it would fit in the box, in our little box, but it's too wide. So it doesn't have to. We'll have to find a bigger box, Joel, for it. We'll have to see if we can find something that's wider because it's too narrow. Okay, so let's get to it. Here are the pens we're going to be using, a bunch of different colors. And of course, you can use whichever pens that you want to use. And here is that set. So let me just grab it so you can kind of follow along with me. Actually, let's just pull it out of here and you can follow along with me. It is this one right here. This is the one that we're going to be doing. And you can see we're just adding the little trees in the background. So cute. And that is just this little tiny tree. And actually you can use any of the little evergreen trees that maybe you have. There are several sets that have these. Some of them are bigger, but you just ink the part that you want. So if it's a bigger tree, just ink the top part, and then you got a smaller tree. So it's super easy to do. Okay, so let's leave this in the screen so we can see what's happening here. And then we'll put this up here like this. And we'll just leave this all in the screen. Oh wait, that's not the right one, you guys. This one. This is the one. Okay. Now, let me show you the pens that we're using. So that this bright blue, that is the 407. And then, of course, the greens, the two greens that we have, the 177 and the 249. We've got those two greens. And they're interchangeable. So whichever green you want for the tree is fine to use. The red, 856, but it doesn't matter which red. And then, of course, the two colors. So the 969 and the 565, if you want to use those. And then the fox color. So 947 and the 933 will create that fox color. And then, of course, we need the warm brown. So the 947. And then the gray for the little bunny. She is going to be N25. Okay, and that's what we're going to be using for those. Here is the set that tree comes in. This little tree right here, the mini foliage set, 5372. You can also use these little trees. So maybe you want some little bare trees in the background. You can put those in too. You could use any of these. All right, so let's get going. So I stamped it on here. Here is the size of the square that you want to use. 2 5/8 by 3 1/8. And what I did was I cut a square that is that size. I just cut a square out of cardstock and then I traced around it. And then I can position my image inside the box, inside the square. And it works so much easier to do it that way. Okay, so let me get my water, let me get my brush, and saturate my brush really well. Tap it off and pinch it off. Now we don't have to worry about things bleeding, especially in these tiny little areas. So it's going to be pretty, we don't have to pull any colors out of the lines, basically. We don't have to start with that first step. So let's start with adding color to the palette. So let's just scoot over a little bit. And we'll start with the orange. So this is the 933. And right below it, we're going to put that brown because we're going to kind of mix these two colors. So here is that warm brown, 947. And then let's see, let's get to the 407. And where's our other blue? This is our blue for the sky, 565. And then, we're going to need that black. So let's do this one. This is the N25. And let's see, the red. We're definitely going to need red, 856. And I think that might get us through the majority of the coloring here. So let's just get started, and we can always add some more if we need to. All right, so let's start out with the little characters, and we're just going to take some of this orange and just kind of mix it in with the brown a little bit. And we're just going to start applying the color. But we're going to do the same thing that we always do with little characters, and we're going to do the same rules. Even though we've used an ink pad, we still want to follow the same rules so that we make things look rounded and more contoured. So when you're doing these little faces, that just means that where the eyes are, it is lighter. It is going to be lighter. And then, on the side, we can go a little darker. So let's keep going. His little paws, let's just do these orange here, or his single paw. And then all we have left is pretty much his tail. His tail right back here. And you can make him, a little browner if you want, or a little more orange. But we really want to make sure we're showing that, kind of showing that highlight. And then darkening in the center of his little ears. And then we're just going to do a tiny little bit of a shadow under his tail because we're going to leave that white, and under his little chin right here. So just a little bit, because the same rules apply to make things look rounded. We still want it, we don't want it to look like a coloring book. I guess that's what the big thing is. We don't want it to look like a coloring book. And then basically what makes it look like that is when things are flat. And then it's, it's kind of hard to fix that. If you've colored something and you've, left, and especially when it comes to a face, because once the face is flat, you've sort of lost the character, the life of the character, and it's really hard to get that back. So now you can see I'm adding more color underneath the tail, underneath, where that would be a shadow. And he's got a little blue scarf. And because these things are just so easy to color, they're all very similar. They're all very similar. You're going to just color them all kind of the same way. And then you can make another pass, and that will just make it darker. And you see how that gray ink kind of picks up the color, and it sort of gives you a colored outline, so it really doesn't stay gray. Okay, so now let's get his little sweater. I guess we do need some green here. So let's grab this 177 green. This is 177. And I'll get just a little bit of this color onto his little sweater. And you can see I'm hardly using any color. But that arm that's in the background, that's going to be a little darker. This is going to be a little bit darker back in here. And under here. Okay, and that's it for him. We got him done. So let's go on to the little bunny. And we're just going to make her gray. Same idea here with the color. So want to keep that area by her face. Basically, you're going to always apply the color where it's darkest first. And then you're just going to kind of, drag it to the center where it's the lightest. You can see right under here where that little scarf is, that's going to be a little bit darker. And then inside his little ear or her ear, it can be pink or red. And we just make pink by adding water to the red. And let's do her little coat. Her little coat is brown. So let's do this. And feel free to change up the color however you want. Anything, you can see how these arms, are in the background. They're darker. So if you've got two arms like this, you want to just make that one in the background just a little bit darker. And it's amazing what that does. Just that little thing gives you more dimension. And then let's get her little scarf is red. And if you want these things darker, just brush it on and wait a minute and then go over it again. And the more times you go over it, the darker it's going to be. And especially with the red, you have to kind of build up the red color a little bit. Okay, so now Let's add some more of this gray and get the rest of her little body. And she's got a little white tail. So we get her little feet. And we'll just give her a little white belly. Okay, 2 down, 1 more to go. This is really fun. And these little projects, this would be really fun to do with kids too, you guys. You know, they have no fear when it comes to stuff. You know, we're always like, adults are always like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to mess it up. Kids are like, give me the brush. They are not afraid. They're not afraid. So we're going to do the little hat for the snowman. He's so cute. And I don't know why these little projects are just so much fun, but they're so much fun for me. I just love making stuff like this. And you know, you're kind of creating a keepsake for someone. I mean, there's no way they're going to throw this box. If you give this box with this little book in it to someone, there is no way it's getting thrown. It's gonna be on their shelf. And you guys, I've envisioned so many little houses and structures to go with this box, you guys. It's just going to be so much fun for all occasions. Okay, so we've got the brown in there. So now let's do the red band. So this little red band. And you know, if you have a small brush and you want to use that, you sure can. That's probably what I should have done, but we're doing okay here. All right, so now let's do this little mouse, and we're going to do her with the brown. Get her little ear. And again, I can't tell you guys how important this is. And I know I say it every time I color something, but it's so important to keep the face light on the top. So think about it as a contour. It's a contour. It's a ball. It's like a ball. And it needs a highlight. And the minute you color it all in the same, you've lost. You've lost it. So you have to keep that contour. You have to keep that light area, and for the face, because that's the character. And you just dull the whole face if you color it in flat. And I think it's these little things that, you know, I used to hear that all the time about people who were so stressed out by coloring. And it's because they made a few mistakes in the very beginning. And it's hard to come back from that. And then they spent an hour coloring something and they just hated it. And it just looked like a coloring book. So common. So common. And it's just a matter of a couple of little things like that. Like this. Leaving this area light. And already you can see that it is three-dimensional. It doesn't matter if it's a tiny little creature. It doesn't matter. It's still the same. The same rules apply. Let's do red with this guy. He's got a little red sweater. And that just was so heartbreaking to me to think that somebody, you know, spends an hour coloring something and then they're not happy with it. How frustrating. And it's really just a couple of simple rules. It really is. Okay, so let's get her little ear. This pink in here. And I've got a little white collar and it just looks like a little Santa sweater. And you can see here on this one, I did it different. But you can do it either way. I never can do everything the exact same, you guys. I just never do. It's always a little bit different. Even if I try to. And here we go with the red. I want to get that really, really dark red in here. And I can see right here a tiny little paw on the other side. So let's just get that little paw in there. Okay, so we need to get their little faces in because we've lost their little features. But first let's do the snow, the shadow on the snowman. So we're going to take a little bit of this, and you can see how flat that is. So even when it's white, it can't be left uncolored because it's flat. It's the same. Even if it's not colored, it's the same all the way around. And that just makes it flat. So this is why we always put a shadow in. We just put a shadow in just like this. And it just creates this highlight in the center. And you can see what a difference that makes just right away. You know, we're going to have a shadow under here, you know, where his little face is. And, you know, we're going to have a shadow here where these little characters are standing. And then we're going to, of course, come in with the white paint. So we're going to be doing that too. And under here where that little snowman is sitting. And then where this hat is, you know, if you've got a character that's wearing a hat like this, you've got a shadow under it. And if you put the shadow in just one line, you'll be amazed at the difference that makes. It really does. It makes a huge difference. So you're just basically going to just put in a shadow right under the hat. See how that brings the hat forward? It creates this little brim right here. It just does it. It just does it automatically. It does its thing. You just have to put a little swipe in. Okay, so now we've got a rounded snowman. We just have it. So let's take the twin tone now and get some of these details in, because we've lost the features on our little characters. So let's do it. We're gonna color in his little charcoal buttons like this, and we're gonna leave a highlight. I'll leave just a little highlight on here. And if you miss that highlight, you can always put it back in with the white paint. You can do that too. So here we go. We're going to get his eyes in. See how he just kind of comes alive? Now with the mouth, I usually, 99% of the time, I will do the mouth with a pencil because it's so easy to mess a mouth up. For some reason, I will most of the time mess it up if I try to do it with a pen, because I'm going to try to do it really carefully and my line's going to get all janky and it's just I'm going to mess it up. So I always just come in with a pencil. And also this keeps it from getting too dark. And if you hate it, just come in and do it again. Just do it again. Just erase it and go back over it again. All right, so now let's go to our little mouse here. Let's get his nose. And all of the eyes, they also need a highlight. And don't do the mouth. Just kind of leave the mouth. Here's our little fox. And we're going to leave his mouth too. Peggy says, well, I'm in trouble now. I had to get to the class as well. Here I come. We'll start painting my Bible. Looking forward to see you all again this year. Peggy, thanks for stopping in. Awesome. Barbara said, okay, I'm missing your comments here, you guys. Okay, I need to take a minute here and just see. Tony says she wants it all. Tony, awesome. Let's see. Barbara, painting doesn't come very easy to me, but your lessons, Bonnie, have helped me so much. You are so welcome. And this was a real eye-opener for me too when we were on the road, you guys. We were on the road doing shows back in the day before COVID. And I spent so many hours at the demo desk, at the demo counter, and talking to people about, watercoloring and painting and all of that. And I was so shocked by how stressful coloring was. Number one, picking the colors. That's also stressful. Picking the colors. That's why it's really good to do patterns. It really is. And if you look at what somebody's wearing, chances are they're wearing a pattern. I am. I've got a plaid on today. So when you try to color a bunch of little characters without any, or people without any pattern, it's something's bothersome about that. So make a pattern, make some stripes and make some plaids or make some polka dots, and that will make a big difference too. You can use just a couple of colors if you do that. And then the whole thing about hating it after they were all finished with it. I couldn't believe that. That was so shocking to me. And I just determined that I was going to help with that. I was going to do something that would make that easier for people that are so frustrated with their coloring and get all the way done and then not be happy with it. I'm going to put the whiskers in with a pencil. And same with him, this guy. And so that's why I have these rules for coloring. That's why. And you know what? It literally is a few simple little things. And once you kind of figure that out, you're on your way, honestly. In fact, let's just do some little stripes here. So when you're doing stripes and you're doing a little shirt like this, the stripes stop at the shoulder. The stripes stop at the shoulder when you're doing a little jacket like this. And even if it's small, it still matters that you do it. It really does. And then the others are going to kind of go the other way. So now when we get to this part of the jacket, and don't worry about it being perfect. See how cute that is? It just kind of changes everything. When you add a little detail, we're going to add some white stripes to the little fox, but when you add this detail in, it sort of just takes your coloring up a notch. It really does. Okay, let's darken this little ear because it's kind of in the background. Getting the perspective, mostly it's the highlights. Mostly it's that. And let's color his little button right here. And let's see what else we need to do. I'm going to put just a little bit of a shadow under the tail. So anything that's white, anything that's staying white is going to need a shadow. And that's going to make everything just kind of look more three-dimensional. And even though we used an ink pad with this, so normally we're using watercolor markers and we're inking with that. But when we have these really detailed things with a lot of bright colors, it's much easier to just use this ink pad. But even using this, we're still following the same rules. And then we end up with something that's three-dimensional. So now let's go in and let's put the background in. So let's put the sky into the background. And I didn't tape this off because I felt like I could kind of stay in the lines, but you could kind of tape this off and make, protect your borders using masking, or not masking tape, but Post-it tape. So we're just putting the sky in back here because we're gonna have some snow in the background. So let's just come up here like this. And we'll get a little drama in the sky. Put some darker colors in here. And then we're just gonna take, this blue and just create a little shadow in the background. So, think about when you're looking back at snow, there's a lot of shadows, behind these areas of snow. And don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just get a little, blue kind of in the background we're going to put our trees in. We're going to just kind of create all these little areas. Okay, so now let's move on to the trees. Let's move on to the trees in the background, and I'm just going to use my cool grain, so my 249 and my little stamp like this. So let's make sure this is dry first so that we don't get any bleeding. Let's make sure that I've got all, you know what, while we're waiting for that to dry, let's add a little more of this blue to the scarf. And we'll really make this little scarf dark because we're going to add some white to it. And it really makes his little face kind of pop out when you make this a little bit darker. It really kind of pops out that white. Okay, now this should be dry. Feels like it is, almost. Really got a lot of water on that. So this should be good. You guys, it's really blowing out there. I hope I don't, if I lose you guys, it's because it's blowing so hard that our power went out again. But hopefully that will not be the case. Okay, so we're going to just add these trees and just add as many as you want in here. You can add some tall ones and some short ones. You can make them taller just by going up with it. So see, you could just make a taller tree. So you just go up a little bit taller like that. And then a smaller one, maybe a little bit more in the foreground here. And then just these can kind of look like they're kind of going downhill a little bit. And it never looks right when you do it like this. Never panic when it looks like this, because it's going to come together. It's going to come together, but it does kind of look like a mess when you first stamp it. But trust me, it will come together. It's the white paint, you guys, that makes the difference. So we're pulling this color out now, like this. Just kind of work your way across here. You can pull these, these little limbs out a little farther. Like so. And I've got some of this green right here in front. I think I'm going to just leave that and cover it with the white paint, because I kind of like the way these trees kind of look like they're going downhill. They're kind of behind this little hill right here. I think that looks kind of cool. Okay. I think we're good to go. I think we can just go to the white paint now. We'll add some detail to their little scarves. And I'm going to just add a little more red here. Get this really dark. And then let's just hit this one too. These vibrant colors just pop. Cecilia, hi Bonnie, finally catching a bit of your live, ready to order the entire set. It's so fun. You know what, and that's why this will be archived on there, so you can go back and watch the replay. Marianne, Bonnie, would you suggest using the gray archival ink to stamp all of these foundations in this bundle? Yep. I would. Honestly, because especially if they're really detailed like this and you're using these bright colors, it's really hard to work around those colors when the lines are when you're getting color out of the lines. And it can get really muddy. If there's too little space and you want to add a bright color in there, it's going to be really hard not to muddy that color. So yes, I would. With the exception of, well, in this one, I would for sure do the wreath with the green. Do that one with the green. Any of these things that have wreaths, would do those with the green. The tree with the green. So yes, but yes, I would definitely use that. Good question. Sandy says, if we wanted the red checkered paper like you used for the cover and all the pages, do we need to order extra paper pack? No. No, I don't think so. I think you should have enough, and that's a really good question. I believe, because there are 2 sheets in here. You know what? I think, well, and there are also 2 sheets in the paper pack. So between the 2, this comes in the bundle. So if you were not ordering the bundle, then I would say you would need to have both. You need to have both of these. Because so much of this is used. So much of this is used. So, and there's 2 sheets in here and you need 5 pages. I think you, well, that's a good question. You might need to have 2 of these actually. You know what? I will find that out and I will post an answer about that. I'll check that and post an answer because that's a really good question. Sherry says, I ordered my bundle. The box and the pony were a must-have. Sherry, you must be an animal lover or a horse lover, for sure. Barbara says, now that rabbit looks like it's wearing a stuffed quilted parka. It does. Yes, it does. How cute. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, Ruth Ann says, we know Kendra is so busy, but tell her hello and we miss her so much, praying for her as she continues to study. Yes, Ruth Ann, I will tell her that. She is busier than all get out. She's in a rotation right now. I believe she's working at a hospital and just so busy. But she just absolutely loves it, you guys. She just loves it so much. But I will tell her that will mean so much to her. Okay, so let's get the white paint out. This is my favorite part of any project is the white paint. And, you know, for these little trees, don't overthink this at all because really, when they're in the background like this, you can just kind of put this on however you want. There's really not any set way. Just kind of, you know, put it here and there. You know, these little trees that are kind of next to each other. So we'll put it on here, and then I'm just going to run this white paint kind of along the hill, and that will just erase all of that green that I muddied up. And then let's do this one. You can see my paint's pretty thick on here. Just get, you know, wherever you think the snow would be falling. Wherever you think the snow would be falling and landing on the trees. And again, you really, you know, you cannot mess it up, you guys, honestly. You can't mess it up. It's going to look good. And I'll just come under this one too. And we'll just get all of these little trees. And just run a little bit of a white line under them and you've got a snowy hill right on there. And we can kind of do the same with these. Just get a little white on here next to their little feet and up here, and you know, get your glitter out. Be so cute. Okay, so I'm going to now change brushes and get a little brush so I can get these little details in here. So we're just going to put on, let's see, what did I have? These little X's. Get this little detail on here. Let me just get this a little better. And then we'll do a stripe on this one. See if I can get these a little bit better here. I need to get my brush just a little wetter. Okay, I've got his little scarf. And let's do this little hat band. Like so. All right, so now let me get rid of this brush. Oh, you know what we forgot, you guys? The snow falling. We gotta have that. The snow in the background. So I'm gonna go back to my big brush and we're just gonna get this snow falling. Just random, wherever. And you know, it's gonna fall in front of the snowman and this little guy. All of these little characters are going to have snow falling. And I love doing this with a brush because it kind of makes all these different sizes and it looks so much more realistic. And we'll just get a bunch of this up in the sky, in the trees, just everywhere. Just snow falling everywhere. In front of the snowman, the bunny. Okay, how cute. How cute is that? All right, so let's close up this. And I'm going to just take my pencil and put some of these lines back in because it kind of went over the line with the white paint. So I'm just going to go like this and put these lines back in. Okay, there we go. All right, and I'm going to sign this and I will give this away. And I hope you guys give this one a try. So cute. All right, so let me move everything out of the way and let's do just a quick review of everything for those who may have just hopped on. Here is the bundle, and this is what it makes. So it makes this little cottage that will hold your book, just like this. It's made to stand up, but we are going to be adding to this. So let me show you the template. This is the template. This is the die template. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And it creates all of this. So it creates the box and the book that goes inside. So the book just fits right inside here like this. And then it's made to just stand up. And this is the first one in this village series. So we're going to be making other structures with this box, with this little box. So this is the basic template. Creates the box, and then it also creates this little Christmas cottage. So that's included in the set, the first one. And then as we go, when we add new little structures, there will be a new little die set that will change the box into another little structure. Maybe a little storefront, maybe a little ice cream shop. But we're going to create a whole village with these. And you guys, I have so many images in my mind. So many different things. But we're going to create all kinds of little structures out of this box. And then, of course, the book will be the same. So you can make the book, however you want. This one comes with all 6, or this one is made with all 6 of the watercolor woodlands that came in the bundle. These are all part of the bundle. So all of these little paintings, just like the one we just did, are all part of the bundle, and it just makes this little book that's called A Woodland Christmas. And you can make it really simple, or you could make it a photo album, or you could put a gift card in it. Comes with all kinds of little dies to embellish. And we'll be changing that up too as we go. So this is the first one. This is the template that will make the box and the book. So it'll make all of those. And this set is just, it's huge. This is the set of dies that comes in here. So this is what you're going to get to create all of this. And I went through this book. So if you're just hopping on, I went through this on how to assemble it and the book. So check a little earlier in the live, and you'll see how to put this together. Super easy, super easy. And everything that you need is included in this die set. So the die set template is part of the bundle. And then of course the 6 little watercolor, they're like little foundations, because it's one stamp that has everything in it. It's one stamp, and it fits a 2 5/8 by 3 1/8 square, or I guess it's not really a square, it's a little bit of a rectangle. They all fit the same size. They're all the same size, one stamp. And then you're going to create this little image that's going to go into your box. So all 6 of these, here's the little fox and the squirrel. And you guys already know how to color a fox now. I showed you. See, same color on his scarf. This little barn with the fence, so cute, little bird. This one that we just did with the snowman. And then the 2 little bunnies checking the mailbox. This one right here. The deer with his Christmas tree. And then the horse in his barn. He's so cute. So these 6, and the template, and then the 2 paper packs. So 9 things in this bundle. So the paper pack, the brand new Christmas paper pack, that is just got so many great papers in it. This is what I used for the box. Now you don't have to use this exact one. You can mix it up, and you can use whatever you want. So use your own imagination. But these 2 also come with it. So 2 paper packs, 6 stamp sets, and the template die set. So you guys, all available right now, and the class. So we did one of these projects. Kim is offering an online class, so she's going to do all the rest of them. You also, with that class, will get an exclusive. So you'll get 6 stamp sets in this set. One of them is the same size as these. So it will fit in your book. It's the same exact size, it's just a different one. This is an exclusive one. So it's only with the class. It's this little bunny, and she's putting a star up on her tree. And we've got the little houses in the background. So similar style as these others. And this will come with the class, as well as the cover pack. This will also come with it. And the class is available right now. So you guys can go to the website and you can sign up for that, and you can get that class. And if you have any questions, you can email us, feedback@artimpressions.com, and Leah will direct you to Kim, who can answer all of those questions. But it's a great class. So those videos, she will have videos on all of these and how to put everything together. So step-by-step instructions on how to make this cute little project. So let me switch back so that I can say hello and goodbye to you guys. Thanks so much for being on with me, and your positive, encouraging, comments, you guys. It just means so much. We have been so excited about this release. It has been many weeks in the process, and to finally be able to release it is just so much fun. So thank you for all your positive comments and your support. And I hope you guys will give this a try. So if you have any questions, more questions, just leave them in the comments. We'll check those out. And I will be giving this away. So be sure to say in the comments if you would like to win this little project that I just did today. And you guys, we'll see you next week. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day and the weekend.